Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. In this video, we cover all the latest 3.8 leaks from the current Evocoti test flight. As always, a huge thank you to all my patrons. It is because of these guys that I get to make videos like this, so if you do enjoy my content, be sure to click the link to my Patreon below. It is all very much appreciated. So the current Evocoti patch is 3.8.0G. Lots of releases since my last video. This patch is still very much testing general gameplay and traversal, but also the look ahead camera mode. As usual, a big thank you to all the Star Citizen Leaks Discord guys and girls for gathering and providing all the leaks for us. If you want to see them all for yourself, I have linked the Star Citizen Leaks Discord in the description. So starting with Microtech, there's a lot more shots of Microtech and its biomes. It is looking phenomenal and very huge, so diverse in landscape. I particularly like the flash of green amongst these craggy rocks. It's nice to know that if you do get bored of all the snow, you can find somewhere else to visit. Also, it'll be great if you do want to make Microtech your home and build an outpost, but you don't want to be in snow. And you can also see that the atmosphere is getting some more attention, which is a nice addition. Also coming in 3.8 is the ability to pay off your fines as and when you want. So you need to find a terminal located near the admin offices on landing zones or on space stations and then select which fines you want to pay individually. This means that fines won't be handled automatically, but if you do falter on your payments, then it can escalate over time and become an actual crime stat and become more serious. We can also see that your vehicles can become impounded, I believe, as a result of landing illegally, and you'll have to pay off a fine to release them. I love how all of this is coming together. It's really starting to become a bit more substantial. There's also an example of once you hack into the system to remove your crime stat, you can choose a reason as to why you're removing it. Now, it may not have much reason right now, but in the future, it could get flagged as suspicious if you are doing it too often or maybe choosing the same one over and over again. So it's good to know. Now, there was a great video showing off a Baja Brawl at Grim Hex and some more of the fights as well. For the initial release of the melee system, it is looking like it's becoming something really fun to get into, and I do hope that if you practice enough and learn some of the do's and don'ts, then you can really get pretty good at this. I'll leave that playing in the background and just show some of the footage as well over the top, because alongside melee combat, they have released 3 knives for us to buy and use. Now, it's basically one knife, but with 3 different colours. There's only one image available, but the colour options are brown and gold, which is known as the Mirage knife, the grey and white, which is known as Ghost, and the red and white, which is Bloodline. There appears to be new armour as well coming in called Doom, and its description says it's extremely aggressive looking homemade armour meant to protect and intimidate. This kind of armour is not only expected to survive the apocalypse, but also dominate its aftermath. So on to the Argo Mole. The interior of the mole appears to be quite large, spanning a couple of decks at least, thanks to a released image from CIG in the weekly email, but I've also seen a leaked image of the files which break down the rooms inside. Now we have a bunkhouse, which is obviously where the crew sleep, the cockpit, the engineering room, the habitation room, which is likely the crew mess, and a processing room. I do wonder if this means it can refine its own materials. Unlikely with its having the same saddlebag system as the Prospector, so it's more likely maybe a processing room where the crew can filter out the inert materials. Whatever you think it might be, make sure you drop a comment for me to see. So there's been a few updates to the Carrack's exterior, lots more detail on the exterior, and it does look a lot better now. I believe this was always the case, and the citizen conversion that we saw was not finished, but it could also be a result of the feedback that they took from us during off the Spectrum page. Either way, it does look great, and tonight on Star Citizen Sunday, you will hear more about the Carrack and its modules, so be sure to click the notification bell on my channel to keep an eye out for that one. Now, there's a couple of updates to missions as well. Firstly, a quick update is that Twitch's mission, it looks like it no longer requires you to use the Cutlass. You can use your own vehicle, but I'm hoping that the option is still there if you want to choose her Cutlass to use. There's also a new mission which requires you to travel to a mining location and take out sentries. I think this is an illegal mission, which is to allow the mission giver sort of to claim a mining location as their own. I don't know if you get to mine at all in this or if it's just combat, but we will see. In regards to the bounty hunting mission, there appears to be new tiers of missions which increase the difficulty and reward. So for a 5,000 United Earth credit mission, the bounty will spawn 2 Cutlass Blacks and 2 Buccaneers. Sometimes it's a freelancer miss, and the bounty is an Eclipse that you need to take out. For a 6,000 UEC mission, it spawns 2 Cutlasses, 2 Buccaneers, 1 miss, and a Warden as the bounty. For the 9,000 United Earth credit reward, it spawns 2 freelancer misses, 2 Buccaneers, and the bounty is a Retaliator. And then for a 10,000 United Earth credit reward, it spawns 2 freelancer miss, 2 Buccaneers, 3 Cutlasses, and the bounty is a Hammerhead. It kind of sounds like the opposite version of when you get a bounty on your head and you become a 5-star criminal, but this kind of shows that there's more difficulty to it for a better payout. It is going to be difficult taking out the Hammerhead, I expect. For the 890 jump hijacked mission, the payout is 40,000 UEC plus bonuses, so it does allow you to share that between other people. Along with these bounty missions, you could probably try and take out the Hammerhead on your own, but having an extra hand might be useful. Now, there's a quick update about the 30k issues that we always see. Basically, they're noticing certain mechanics are made to mitigate the effects of 30k errors. More specifically, players are noticing that when the 30k error happens in a ship and you log back in, they spawn in the ship at the last station they landed at, instead of just your ship going into unknown status, which is very useful. And although not perfect, it's better than it just being lost and you losing all your cargo on board. Fingers crossed that's the case. When it comes to no-fly zones, there was an update which obviously we know 3.8, it was pushed back to 3.9 as they would like to work out a few implementation issues, but it appears that they have completely removed the no-fly zones for the current Evocoti patch. I'm not sure if this is the future plan for no-fly zones, as locations like Area 18 and Lawville will definitely need them. Unlike New Babbage, but you can see from the footage that there is someone flying around Lawville without a no-fly zone, so we will see. One small feature which is great news is they have added a drop shadow to the ship HUDs, so you can read the ship's information much easier depending on where you are and what you're looking at. You can actually see the difference better when you compare it to the chat widget, which doesn't have a drop shadow, so I'm glad that they're getting on with that one. Another little detail is that you can see that the Star Map app on your Mobiglass has had image updates. It looks like the planetary bodies and moons are now more visually accurate, which looks great. So, the look ahead mode. It's not really something I'm excited for, but Bayor has said we have put numerous updates to the third-person camera, first-person camera effects, and first-person look ahead mode. Third-person camera has been updated to have smoother transitions, better logic for positioning around differently sized ships, a slider to reduce the camera shake, and smoother chase mode transitions. The first-person pilot camera has been updated with camera shake effects toned down some, and has some G-force induced effects added to the mix. Look ahead mode is now an optional experimental mode that allows the player to control where the pilot looks and the different strengths of each direction, including looking into the velocity vector, which is the sort of direction your ship is going into, looking into turns, rolling into turns, and also looking towards the horizon near the surface of planetary bodies. Now, it says that many of these new features include game settings to customize or disable the effects, so explore settings and combinations to give the updates a more thorough test before leaving feedback. Keep in mind we aren't quite finished with the feature, but want to put it out to get some thoughts. They also had a survey as well to help them figure out going forwards, but it is also mentioned that if you're using head tracking, you won't really notice. It's more designed for people that don't use head tracking, which is probably why I'm not too fussed about the look ahead mode, because I do use head tracking, so it's not really a feature I'm bothered about. Anyway, that is it for the leaks. We are now up to date. Lots of juicy news coming from the Evocoti builds, and again, thanks to Star Citizen Leaks Discord for all their hard work. The links are below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button here on my YouTube for more Star Citizen leaks, and hit the like button if you are awesome and super hyped for 3.8. Follow me over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers Ryan and come and discuss these leaks with me live. My Instagram and Twitter links are below as well. Some leaks get posted on there also. Thank you to my patrons as always. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.